Welcome to this episode of The Joshua Dean Show. Hello and welcome to The Joshua Dean Show. I'm your host, Joshua Dean. I'm currently standing in a beautiful home in Montgomery, Illinois. It's a huge 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath with a full basement, 2-car garage, den, loft, granite countertops, cappuccino hardwood floors, and the list of updates goes on and on. This home represents the growing trend of foreclosures in the real estate marketplace. And while many people have a misconception that all foreclosures are beat-up properties that need substantial work and that offer substantial financial reward, most of those views are somewhat misguided. There are many reasons why people go through the foreclosure process, and just about every client that I've worked with that's going through this painful process all got there through different means. Whether it's through a divorce, or loss of job, or increased debt load, or increased mortgage payments, or any number of reasons. The loss of a property through the foreclosure process is something that no one should have to go through, and unfortunately, foreclosures saturate the marketplace. I have some home search software that scans the entire MLS and searches for investment-type property homes to include properties like this, foreclosures, pre-foreclosures, as-is properties, properties where there's motivated sellers, handyman homes, and many other criteria that investors like to search by. In the 13 cities that immediately surround the Naperville area, there were 266 single-family homes that match this investment type criteria between the price of $0 to $500,000. Just about 2 to 3 years ago, investors were having an easy time picking up foreclosure properties for just pennies on the dollar, doing a little work to the home and then reselling it for a substantial profit. With foreclosures and late payments at an all-time high, the foreclosure market couldn't be more strong for an investor, but the need to be more cautious and realistic in determining the after-purchase and after-fix-up value of a home is crucial in order for the investor to be successful and not become a casualty of the foreclosure process themselves. Now, there are many stages to the foreclosure process, and knowing where the home is at in this process is imperative if you want to be the winning bidder of a foreclosure or investment type home. As an investor, the first thing to understand is how the property is marketed according to its approximate market value. With so much home inventory in the marketplace, realtors are pricing foreclosures much closer to the market value than they used to. This is a result of both pressure from banks to minimize their excessive losses and due to the fact that many foreclosure homes out there really don't need that much work similar to this one, if any at all. The second thing that investors should understand is that there are a lot more beginning and experienced investors in the marketplace, all bidding on the same foreclosure and investment properties that they are. As an investor, when you write an offer on a home, you generally have to give the highest and best offer for a property, and you do so blindly, meaning that you have no idea how many other bidders are out there or what they're bidding and the terms that they're offering. When the bank or seller looks at all offers, you can expect that they'll take a look at the offer that's going to give them the highest price with the best sales terms. If the home is in the pre-foreclosure process, whereby the seller has stopped making payments, is still in control of the property, and whereby the bank is not officially foreclosed on the home, the investor sometimes can run into roadblocks with the mortgage company or mortgage companies that are involved with the home loan. The property will generally make its way through multiple loss mitigation departments before it finally gets sent to the bank's foreclosure attorneys. Now, getting a quick response from the bank while the file is going through each of these departments can be incredibly long and incredibly frustrating. Many foreclosure homes generally have 2 different mortgage companies involved, the primary lender for the loan and many times a lender that issued a home equity line of credit. This can complicate things even further. If the seller is in the foreclosure process and still has a say in what offers will be accepted, and an offer is eventually accepted, the sales contract must then be processed through both lenders. The primary lender has the first right to any income from the sale of that property. Anything that's left over after the first lender gets paid then goes to the second lender. If the sale of the home will cover both mortgages owed, then the deal will likely go very smoothly and close relatively quickly. If there's not enough money left over after the first mortgage company gets paid off, then the second lender has to decide if they want to accept the loss between the difference of what is owed to them versus what's left over. If the second lender decides to cut their losses and take the remaining amount of money from the sale, this is known as a short sale. A short sale avoids the foreclosure, but it means the lender is accepting less than what is actually owed to them. The difference between the amount that's owed and the amount paid is known as the deficiency. And as a seller, you should be aware that the IRS views this deficiency, or debt forgiveness, as income, which can be taxed. The lender may also require you to pay this deficiency amount in order to protect their losses. You should certainly consult with an accountant and a real estate attorney, though, to determine the appropriate action that you should take. I can't tell you the number of times that sellers have contacted me to try to help them sell their property before they lose it to bankruptcy or foreclosure. The problem with just about every one of these clients is that they contacted me when it was almost too late in the game. So it's crucial that you contact me or an agent from my office the minute you think you may lose a job, that you may go through a divorce, or you realize you only have a few months left before you can afford to continue to make your mortgage payments. There should be no reason why anyone should have to lose their home or other assets because of the foreclosure process. But to avoid it, you have to be as proactive as possible. You can get no greater marketing power than listing your home on the market with a realtor. And if you do lose your home, the bank is going to take control of it and do what you should have done a lot earlier and put it on the market with a realtor. In working with a lot of investors in the Chicagoland region, watching some with great success and watching some become a foreclosure casualty themselves, and being an expert in my industry, take my experience, my advice, and my opinion. If you're considering investing in a foreclosure or other investment-type property, make sure you use a realtor who understands this complex segment of the market, who can realistically provide you with an approximate market value in both the property's current as-is state, as well as appropriately determine its after-rehab state, and that can clearly inform and identify the costs that you will experience in both the purchase of the home and later in the sale of the home, and who can do all of this with your interests and goals in mind every step of the way. If you own a home and know that you are getting to the point where you no longer will be able to make your mortgage payment, you know you may be losing a job or going through a divorce or any other circumstance whereby you know that you will not be able to make your continued payment, I hope that you will contact us as soon as possible so we can help you avoid losing your home in the foreclosure process, avoid the loss of any personal assets, avoid having your credit and financial worthiness destroyed, and hopefully help you sell the home so that you can move forward and, of course, do so and do our part to help you earn a profit on the sale of your home if there's a profit still to be made. The foreclosure process is an ugly side of the real estate industry, and it ruins lives, businesses, and puts a strain on our economy. It's complex and requires the help of experienced professionals, from realtors to accountants to attorneys. Call us today and let's discuss your situation and see if we can help. I'm sure we can. I'm Joshua Dean, and on behalf of Joshua Dean Real Estate, I thank you for watching this episode of The Joshua Dean Show.